Okay, I want to go on to one other thing, which is, let's say you're struggling with Facebook ads, or you're thinking about you got to get smarter with Facebook ads. You want to hire, you're like, look, I'm the CEO of an organization. I can't do this all by myself any longer. How do you hire someone to run Facebook ads? Like, what are the questions you ask to find out if someone's qualified to run your ads for you? You could go to an agency, obviously, and vet that agency. But, I feel like if you go to an agency, every agency is actually 50 different teams, and each one of those teams is 50 different companies. You don't know who you're really going to work with. And so you might go to agency XYZ, but it's like you got team. Did you get the A team, the B team, the C team? Like, is the C team, good, or are they not good?
Yeah.
And so I think that that is certainly like another question possibly, which is, how do you vet an agency? Let's say you're hiring internally. How do you look for this internally?
First is like just making sure they're qualified in the sense that they've done this before, they've bought media, etc. I think after you've understood that they are a media buyer, then it's important we do actually a couple things. One is
do they have to have spent a certain budget, like to be like a media buyer? Like, how much of budget should they have spent to be like, okay, you know how to do this?
I think they should be comfortable spending $1 million a month.
Okay.
Previously.
That's a lot.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people who've done that, but it's a totally different game for somebody who's used to spending $30,000 a month or $200,000 a month to somebody who's spending $1 million a month, because you not only have to think like the creative and the account setup and the creative fatigue, that's one thing. The other thing is like, how does what I'm doing here impact the other channels and attribution and all of that stuff, which is a different level of thinking in my opinion.
Yeah. I think they should have spent probably like 1.5x the budget you're hoping to spend.
Yeah.
So they can get comfortable. Like, so let's say you're spending $100,000 a month. You don't need someone who spent $1 million a month.
Right.
You won't have that creative fatigue. You should have someone who spent $150,000, $200,000.
Yeah. That'll protect you even with Black Friday and all the fluctuations. The other thing we have them do is basically a creative breakdown or a creative run through. Like, how would you go about creative? How do you think about creative? How do you brief creative, et cetera? And then the other one we do is a live account audit, just to see, okay, we'll give them an account where we know there are inefficiencies and efficiencies and try to see what they call out, what they would do differently.
What are some inefficiencies or what are some efficiencies that people have called out? I'm curious.
So one is like, how do you build the funnel? Like, how do you build that middle of funnel audience, or how do you build the people with having intent? Because maybe this is a high AOV purchase that's not an immediate purchase, but it's something that takes 3 or 4 months. And, when people mention things like, oh, we run awareness ads or we run website click ads, it's like, oh, you're not doing it right at all.
Yeah.
You're doing it based off how a blog post says to do it, but not like you haven't done this before.
Because you're like still looking at awareness and not conversion.
Yeah, you're not. I would if I'm selling a furniture that you have to put together, I would probably make a conversion event within variant selection or customizing a couch and try to build that funnel that way. Or think about, is there something we can do on the email side? Build that list and nurture via email, but still conversion based, but focused on attracting new people and bringing them in.
Wow. Okay. So an audit of it would be like, okay, I see your conversion event is a sale. You are selling sofas. Maybe your conversion event should be get an email address, because this is going to be a 30-day process to sell this person.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting. Okay.
Or the other way around. You're trying to get more people to your site. You're running website clicks campaigns, which everybody knows those campaigns are built for people to click and then never come back again.
Yeah.
And like people who don't call that out blows my mind.
What's interesting is there's this guy, I'm not going to say his name because I'm a little afraid. I'm not sure he wants me to say his name, but I had a brunch with him and it was mind blowing because he was spending, more than $100,000 a day on Facebook. And I've been able to spend $1 million a month on Facebook. I've never been able to crack $2 million or even like 1.5 in a way where I'm like proud of it.
Yeah.
He was.
Wow.
3, 4 million, 7 million a month he could get to. And, obviously there was a team and they're like, look, the thing you need to understand is you need to crack conversion. You can't you're never going to be able to do this in conversion. You have to get to website clicks to spend $7 million.
Yeah.
And if you can crack website clicks and actually get them to convert, the world is your oyster. You are going to be rich beyond measure.
Yeah.
But if you can't, $1 million is your cap. You might not get to $1 million, but you'll never get past $1 million.
Yeah, I think of it like having 3 cups or three jars next to each other. And I think website clicks is jar 2. But until you fill jar 1, you can't really start talking about jar 2.
Yes.
I remember Curology back in the day used to do the same thing with video view campaigns because they were so cheap to show that even a small conversion rate on such low cost video view ads was still, that was like their third bucket.
Wow.
Where they could really scale spend.